You know the moment, the silence right before the meeting starts. The air conditioning hums. You can feel the sweat on your palms as you grip your phone. Your heart is a drum against your ribs. And there's a voice inside whispering, "Don't mess this up." You take a deep breath. You straighten your shirt. You try to remember the advice. Stand tall, speak clearly, project confidence. We're all taught to build this thing, this shield of confidence. We weld it together with past successes, with praise from our boss, with the right clothes and the right rehearsed answers. We hold it up, hoping it's strong enough to stop the world from seeing that we're terrified. But what if that shield is the very thing keeping you trapped? Look around. The world sells confidence like a product. It's something you get. You get it from a promotion. You get it from 1,000 likes on a post. You get it when someone you admire says, "Good job." Each one is another piece of armor. But a shield built from the opinions of others has a fatal flaw. It can be shattered by the opinions of others. Think about it. That one critical email that ruins your entire day, that's a crack in the shield. The project you worked on for months that no one even noticed, that's the shield rusting in the rain. So we get us stuck in this exhausting loop. We need the next win, the next compliment, the next nod of approval, just to patch the holes and keep the rust away. This isn't a strength, it's a full-time job managing our own fragility. This is not the Stoic path. The Stoics weren't interested in the feeling of being confident. They wanted something real, something that worked on a Tuesday morning when the sales numbers were bad, a kind of inner stillness that didn't disappear when you failed, or when you were criticized, or when you were completely ignored. They knew a secret we've forgotten. True strength isn't built by adding things on. It's found by taking things away. As Seneca wrote, it is in no man's power to have whatever he wants, but he has it in his power not to want what he hasn't got, and to cheerfully put to good use what he has. Let that sink in. The power isn't in getting the applause. The power is in not needing the applause in the first place. Modern life tells you to build a bigger, shinier version of yourself for everyone to see. The Stoics tell you to find what's essential and indestructible deep inside. You don't get there by adding more goals, more desires, more things that can be taken from you. You get there by letting them go. Imagine you're watching two people build a house. The first one is obsessed with how it looks from the street. He builds a huge, impressive structure with giant windows and a fancy roof. It goes up fast, and everyone in the neighborhood talks about it. But he built it on soft sand because he spent all his time and money on the parts people could see. For a while, it's the most admired house on the block. But the first big storm, the first rumble of the ground, and cracks appear in those beautiful walls. The whole thing groans and shifts. It was never really safe. That's a house built on external confidence. It's built on the unstable ground of praise, promotions, and what other people think. Now look at the second builder. She's not worried about the neighbors. She spends most of her time underground digging. She's looking for bedrock. She pours a foundation so deep and so solid that it's part of the earth itself. The house she builds on top is simple, modest, strong. It won't win any design awards. But when the storms come and the earth shakes, it stands. It doesn't even tremble. This is the Stoic builder. Her foundation isn't made of praise. It's made of her own character. It's made of knowing the difference between what she can control and what she can't. Her sense of success doesn't come from people admiring her house. It comes from knowing she built it right. That's the difference. Confidence needs an audience to feel real. Self-reliance is real even when you're the only one there. So how do we start digging? How do we stop building on sand and find our own bedrock? It starts with 3 small private actions. First, name what you're depending on. For the next 24 hours, just notice. When you send that important email and find yourself refreshing your inbox every 5 minutes, that's a dependency. When you post a photo and feel that little twitch to check for likes, that's a dependency. When your partner is in a bad mood and you immediately think, what did I do wrong? That's a dependency. Here's the action. Get a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle. On one side, write mine. On the other, not mine. When you feel that anxiety about getting a reply, write the reply on the not mine side. Physically, the act of sorting it out matters. Second, change your definition of a win. Before that next big presentation, your goal isn't to impress everyone. That's on the not mine side of the paper. Your goal is to explain my 3 key points clearly. That's it. Before that difficult conversation, your goal is not to get them to agree with me. It's to listen without interrupting and state my own view calmly. That's the win. Anchor your success to what you do, not what they do. Do this, and you're free. You did your part. The rest is just noise. Third, and this is the hardest part, let the outcome be what it is. Remember that time you did everything right at work. You put in the extra hours. You double-checked every detail. You delivered a perfect result. And you still got passed over for the promotion. The Stoics would call that promotion an indifferent. Not because it doesn't sting, but because it has 0 bearing on your character. You did the work with integrity. That's the bedrock. By letting go of your desperate grip on the result, you take back all the energy you were spending on worry. You are no longer a hostage to the future. This isn't a quick fix. It is the slow, quiet, unglamorous work of digging, of removing the fear, the ego, the need for everyone to like you. It is the subtraction of everything that isn't truly you. What's left isn't that loud, fragile shield we call confidence. It's something quieter and 1,000 times stronger. It's the solid ground of knowing who you are, the peace of knowing that whatever storms come, your foundation is secure. Confidence isn't a roar. It's the silence that remains when the fear is gone.